Hi, it's Daryl again, and this morning I took a drive on the new expressway because, I wanted to. It was a little bit rainy at the start, but it cleared up pretty quick, so you have to put up with a few raindrops on the windscreen here. Now, the new road is about 15 kilometres, cost about $450 million. It's got a major bridge in it, it's got a lot of other um, improvements like a cycle lane or a shared pathway. Anyway, I don't know. I'll just tell you the things as we go by. So I just went past where Peka Peka, where there's a garden centre. Harrison's Garden Centre is just on the right hand side there. Um, and I'm driving north. This part is at 70 kilometres per hour because this little bit of road it's a little bit scratchy. There's a few bumps and lumps here. I can see some markings there. You can see where the lines deviated to the old new road, the new old road. They dug up the old road to build the new road. They built a new road to the side for the temporary and local traffic during the construction phase of the project, and now the new road is back where the old road used to be, kinda. Um, what's important about the whole thing? It's extremely smooth. It's made out of that awesome black asphalt that's nice and quiet and very efficient. I drive an electric car. Electric car is about easily 25% more efficient on the black asphalt than it is on chip seal. And this also means that everybody driving a petrol car, you'll get better whatever kilometres per litre or litres per kilometre or miles per gallon or gallons per mile, depending on how you measure it in your preferred arrangement of units. What else? It's got these barriers on the centre and at the side, so the whole road's going to be safer. It's built. The speed limit's going to be 100 kilometres per hour. There's a person riding their bike. I don't blame them. It's the first day of the new thing. You want to ride your bike up and down that brand new asphalt while it's beautifully smooth and pristine. There's a camera there. See that box at the side on the post? Those posts have a camera at the top. The camera can swivel around and zoom in. If you have an accident or if there's some weird traffic conditions on the road, they can zoom in a lot. Now, I've heard that they can zoom in to read the little registration certificate that you have on the front window of your car. So that tells you how good those cameras are. Amazingly good. Just went over the railway line. They arranged some parts of the railway line beside this road to fit all the pieces together nicely. That was a nice thing. We're on the eastern side of the railway line. Te Horo is coming up on the right hand side. There's no off ramp at Te Horo or at Peka Peka. So if you get on this expressway, there's an on ramp at Peka Peka to head north, but there's not an on ramp at Peka Peka to head south, but there is an off ramp. So I don't know, that's just one of those things. If you're going to Horo Beach, you might stay on the expressway all the way to the Ōtaki River and then get off and come back. Coming up is an overpass, that's School Road, and the village of Te Horo is actually kind of like on both sides. There's a cafe and some businesses just on the right hand side. There was a boat being loaded on a trailer there at the side of the road, which was pretty weird if you skip back and have a look at that. And then the other part, there's a cooking school and a primary school on the right hand side of the road just coming up here. And this bridge bypasses the whole expressway and allows kids to ride their bikes over the bridge. And also traffic. It connects together the east and west portions of Te Horo. That's pretty good. There's a lot of drainage culverts under here. There's a lot of creeks. When they were building it, like on all roading projects in New Zealand, they take good care of the environment now. They build new wetlands and drainage areas. The drainage areas filter the water through wetlands before introducing the runoff from the road into streams, so that the water going into streams is clean. That protects our important species, and I'm just going to call them what they are: whitebait. A lot of people like going whitebaiting in the village, in the streams and rivers in this area. So all this environmental protection means that people who like going fishing will have their fisheries protected, and the native wildlife is protected as well. They moved some of the fish and brought them back when they were doing the project to make sure that the fish stocks would be kept in viable populations. What else? It's extremely straight. Like it's one of those beautiful, boring roads that's just very pleasant to drive on. What I am driving, I drove at 90 kilometers per hour, and I did that because 90 kilometers per hour is 100 on the speedo in my car. There's more cyclists riding on the expressway. There is a cycle lane being built, or has been built, on the road. There's a sculpture there on the right hand side. There's a cycleway on the right hand side, but this asphalt, of course, is beautiful and smooth, and that's, I guess, why the cyclists are riding on it. It isn't a motorway. This is not a motorway, so you are technically allowed to ride a bicycle on it, but it's a 100 kilometer expressway. That is the off-ramp for the southern end of Ōtaki. If you're going into Ōtaki to go to some cafes or shops, or you live there, take that off-ramp and then go across the old State Highway 1 bridge into the town like you normally have been. There's a bridge there that gets you to the on-ramp to head south to go to Wellington and Waikanai and Paikakariki and all those places. There's a cycleway on the right-hand side of this bridge, a cycle and walking lane. You can't really see it very easily because it's on the other side of the other lane. We're going across the Ōtaki River. This is the new bridge. The railway bridge and the other existing State Highway 1 bridge are to the left-hand side. We are going around sort of like the east side of the main village of Ōtaki. Normally, if it was a holiday weekend, you'd be stuck in a traffic jam on the other side. And, the roundabout and the pedestrian crossing have always caused a kind of a backlog of traffic there. So we're about halfway through the video now. Because the traffic gets a bit slower. Because this is the Friday before Christmas, a lot of people are heading north out of town to go on their Christmas holiday. Now, I did the same drive yesterday, and I got stuck in a traffic jam for about an hour or 45 minutes or something. I actually gave up and just didn't even go to Ōtaki in the end. I went to the beach and had a walk instead, because, reasons. And there we go. And now we're in the traffic. So that was 8 minutes through about 14 kilometers, which is really good going. So that's basically I was just driving at 90 kilometers per hour. I was driving in the slow lane, keeping with the speed of the trucks, because trucks towing big trailers are only allowed to drive at 90 kilometers per hour. And so that should mean that when you're driving on this expressway north of Wellington, generally the truck should be in the slow lane, and if you want to drive at 100, you try to make best time. Then if you drive in the fast lane, you should be able to go 10 kilometers per hour faster than all the trucks. That's how it should be. Look at the overpass there. There's nice engravings on the overpass of the bridge there. There's some seagulls or seabirds of some sort etched into the overpass. I like those little details. I like that stuff. And now this is where the merge happens. Just above us and to the left-hand side is an on-ramp coming out of Ōtaki, where you leave Ōtaki to go north. So that's where you leave Ōtaki, is on the on-ramp that's on the old State Highway 1 bridge. It's hard to explain all of this stuff. Anyway, so the on-ramp's merging there. from the left-hand side, and the two lanes of the expressway just merge down to one lane. Now this merges down to one lane because merging one lane into another single lane is actually easier. It's easier to do the mergers sequentially here. The road is built wide enough for this to be laned as two lanes all the way through. And when the Ōtaki to North of Wellington segment of the expressway is built over the next decade, now they say it's going to take about 10 years. I think they should just start it 2 years earlier. Just start it now. Just get all the people that were working on this and get them to start building it right now. That would be a better idea. Anyway, so you merge here, but although this is a bit of a slowdown, the traffic did begin free-flowing again because there are no intersections until you get to Wellington now. So the next intersection is about 15 kilometres away. I mean, there are intersections, but not major intersections where, there's no big towns. There's a couple of little villages, Manukau and Kuku and Ohau, going up to Wellington. And then before Wellington, there's the Kimberley Road turn-off, where you turn off and cut across the railway line to go to Palmerston North or Napier or Hastings. If you're going to go out to the east, you take the turn off before Wellington. If you're going north and following State Highway 1 north to Bulls and Sanson and Wanganui and Taupo or Auckland, then you want to stay on State Highway 1, drive through the middle of Wellington. That's probably the most straightforward thing. But when they build the expressway around the back of Wellington, that will make a big hook that hooks over the top of Wellington, and that will mean that there'll be no interruptions to the traffic flow to the point where the traffic splits to go to Palmerston North and all in the other lane of traffic going everywhere further north. So notice we're through the split and we're picking up speed again. This has got a temporary restriction at 70 kilometers per hour. So we're just going through here. We weren't going very fast. I think we're doing about 50k or something like that through that. We're back onto normal old chip seal, and so the road's a bit rougher, and you can hear the noise inside the car increase as you get onto this rougher asphalt. And then if you're heading north out of Wellington for your summer holidays, Christmas holidays, New Year's holiday, then you'll be back through here. They're telling you not to do a U-turn. That's smart, because you shouldn't do a U-turn in the middle of a state highway. There's actually there's a rest area coming up to the right hand side here, where you could go into the rest area. There's a turn bay, coming up to turn right just at this point, if you're just coming up for a drive along the expressway and then to check it out. And then the other thing that was quite interesting is I just went a tiny bit further. There's that turn bay, and that goes into a rest area park. And that's the only rest area before you get to Wellington. If you go on the motorway from that point, there's no more stopping areas all the way through the motorway, all the way into the Wellington CBD. And just here, this is where my video stops. But you can see that they've deleted this passing lane. I can't remember when that happened. I think that was still a passing lane last time I drove through, and that was only a couple of weeks ago, or a week ago. It wasn't that long ago that I went up here. A couple of weeks. I feel that was actually a passing lane. Anyway, that's the end of my video. I hope you like it. It's in 4K. I hope you put that on high resolution so you can see all the details. You can go back and pause and look at it. There were some sculptures and things back there done by a local artist as well. And that's it. See, the video ended. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in another video. I have recorded video of the north to south drive, so I might do that now.